So I'm finally getting around to putting some insulation in the attic of my garage. I've had this Mr. Heater 50,000 BTU heater for coming on 10 months now, and running it through the last winter is pretty obvious that the attic really needed some insulation. This should make a big difference in heating costs compared to last year. I got all my insulation from Menards, which is the same place that I got all of my bad insulation that I put in my walls. I did R13 in all the walls, and I'm shooting for enough in the attic to give me around a R44. This is the Knauf EcoFill blow-in fiberglass installation, which requires me to be renting a blower for this project from my local do-it center. So if you buy enough from some of the big box stores, you can actually get a free rental. But I didn't do this since I'll be getting this done in a 4-hour rental window, and my closest Menards and Home Depot are 45 minutes to an hour away, which I wouldn't be able to get it back in that 4-hour window. I got 13 bags of the Knauf and a partial bag of random insulation that was given to me. At Menards, these go for $42 each, and if you buy 30 or more, you can get a $2 discount per bag. But that is a lot of insulation. I won't be needing anywhere near that much. I already have half of the attic lined with R13 bats that I had left over from the walls. I just pulled all the paper face off before putting them up there. One of these bags will cover roughly 42.7 square feet according to the website. That's at a R44 rating. My attic is 625 feet, so that calls for a little over 14 and a half bags to achieve the R44. With my 13 and a half bags and the bats that I already have installed up there, I'm hoping to get at least an R40, if not an R44, if I can get it blown in at a constant depth. And that is a big if, because this is the first time I've ever used the insulation blower, so we'll see how it goes. On the bag that you get, it actually does list the depth that you need for a certain given R value. And at the end of the video, I'll give you some thoughts on what I would have done differently after having a little bit of experience so that you can benefit from my learning experience. This chart shows that R48 is recommended in my area. You can pause the video and look at the map to find your location. If I feel later on that I should go and get the R48 that the map recommends, I can get 5 or more bags and blow in a little bit extra next year, since these will settle a little bit after installation. So the blower that I got was $40 for a 4-hour rental, and was definitely not what I was expecting after seeing other people's videos on this same process. I was expecting the white blower with the window in it and the wireless remote. The one that my home center had resembled a 55-gallon drum. I was less than optimistic when I saw it. I did a little bit of research on this style, and you can purchase this exact blower from Home Depot for $9,000, which really surprised me for what it looks like. That did make me feel better and a little more confident anyways for what it was worth, and I will not be buying one of these for side jobs. I'll just rent it, if it comes to that. This blower, as with other ones, come with 100 feet of hose, so I'm confident it will reach anywhere you need to get it in your home. Blowing in insulation requires that you have at least 100 feet of hose to aid in the expansion as it passes through the line, which we did measure, and we were a little bit over by just a little bit. It also uses 2 outlets that are 110, one to run the blower and one to run the motor for the agitator. This is definitely a 2-person operation, so I have my brother-in-law there to feed the machine while I'm in the attic running the hose. After getting it all set up, I brought all the bags out next to the blower. That way it will be easier for my brother-in-law to keep up. Our plan was to split the bags in half and feed it a half a bag at a time and let it chew it up before adding more. This blower did have a remote that came with it, but it was not wireless. It had a big cord, and dragging around another cord up in the attic wasn't on my list of things I wanted to do today, with it being so hot. The hose was going to be enough to deal with, as I was hoping to do this in late September, which it is, so I was banking on the temperatures being a little bit cooler. Of course, that didn't work out either. Today ended up being almost 90 degrees, so that's awesome. Nothing seemed to work in my favor when planning things out. I do have an infrared thermometer that I did shoot the roof after I got done, and the roof was at 125 degrees. Not pleasant. Now it's time to drag the hose up into the attic, and if you ever went into the attic in the summer, you know what it's like. It's like entering the gates of hell. So it's a good thing I had the good Lord on my side. My plan starting out was to work from one gable end to the other. I started by filling the eaves first and going along the gable end all the way to the other eave. This worked okay, but I did find it hard to manage the depth and keeping it consistent. I filled the first couple feet and decided it would be better if I worked all the way around filling the eaves first, which was a pain in the butt crawling in between all the rafters. Having a wireless remote would have come in handy, being able to shut the machine off while I was moving spot to spot. But it did work out as I just blew the insulation where it needed to go as I crawled awkwardly around the attic. So after filling all the eaves, I found that it seemed to work out a little bit better. It reduced the amount that I had to crawl around with the blower running. I was able to stay in the middle after filling the eaves and fill in where it needed to be after having all the eaves filled. This whole process ended up taking about an hour and a half with a couple of breaks sprinkled in there due to the extreme heat, as well as the mask I had kept soaking up all the sweat, in turn making me not be able to breathe through it. Kind of like breathing through a wet sponge. Cleanup and disassembly was just as easy to putting it together. With my brother-in-law helping me, we had it all packed up and loaded within 20 minutes. This process from start to finish was very simple, and I wouldn't hesitate to do it again. Just on a cooler day, so it didn't feel like I was getting punished for my sins. All said and done, I think I'm floating around the 10 to 14 inch depth. It was actually pretty tricky to get a consistent depth. And now for what I have done differently the second time around. First and foremost, I would have sprung for the better respirator instead of the cheap paper masks. The respirator wouldn't have soaked up the sweat and allowed me to stay in the attic from start to finish, while healthier in the long run. I will leave a link in the description to the respirator that I should have gotten so that you guys don't make my mistake. Second, I would have started filling all the eaves from the beginning. Doing it that way really allowed me to get the most out of crawling around the attic and focusing on getting the correct depth instead of constantly crawling down to the eaves over and over while the blower is running. Third, and maybe the most important to get that correct depth, is the blower has a gate style door below the agitator so that you can vary how much insulation goes in. I would have closed it off halfway instead of having it wide open. I feel this would have allowed me to get the insulation chewed up a little bit more and allow for a little bit more expansion to happen before entering the blower, and in turn creating an even fill with smaller chunks. If you do blow in insulation on a regular basis, please let everyone know in the comments how you would have set the gate so that they can do that before they blow in theirs. Last but not least, I would have waited and planned out for a cooler day closer to the end of October maybe. After I got done, my shirt was soaked all the way through and it actually looked like I peed my pants. I was soaked almost down to my knees in sweat. There is absolutely no ventilation in that attic and it is horrible. If you want to see how I insulated the walls in my garage, check out this video up here. Subscribe for future videos, and I hope I was able to give you an idea how to do this, and I'll catch you in the next video.